What's up, y'all? America's Next Top Model, Cycle 23, Episode 2, Lights, Camera, Catwalk. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Basically, the girls are already moved into the house, so we were able to miss all that damn screaming of them moving in and talking about how gorgeous the house is. They're pretty much all settled in. Rita comes in on the TV screen. Of course, it's a Rita alert. They used to have Tyra Mail, now it's a Rita alert. It's cute. And cue to screaming. Ah, they all screaming loud and crazy because Rita's on the TV screaming. So she's pretty much telling them basically that they are going to meet the beautiful Miss Stacy Mackenzie, and she's going to be the runway coach for the day. And they were going to go down there and do their first challenge. So they get down there with Stacy. Stacy has legs to the gods. I mean, legs for days. Um, so she's basically giving them some pointers and tips on showing them how to walk. Okay, cute. And the girls are losing their damn mind. And she's going to elicit some vulgars to help her pick out the winners of the challenge. Um, they're supposed to be like New York's biggest, or maybe nationwide biggest vulgars. I can't remember. I think that's how they would call it, the vulgars. If they had a group name, I couldn't tell. But voguing has never really been my thing. Even when it was back out in when Madonna came out with "Come On Vogue," Vogue is such a whack ass shit to me. That I do it now. Like when I do it now just to make fun of people. Voguing is idiotic to me. Anyway, they were doing a basically a soul trading line where they divided the girls up in two teams. And they were gonna come down the line together. And they were gonna walk, 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 walk. And so the first up was Corianne and Tatiana. Corianne said she was gonna kill it. Tatiana, like I said, is really not my favorite as far as the supermodel look, but when they both did their walk, I thought they were a tie. Um, Neither one of them outshone the other. They both look similar to me. Then Paige and Cody came down. I thought Cody's walk was so much better. Paige had so much dramatics in it that kind of hyped up the crowd, but she looked corny, just extra. And so I didn't get it. So I gave that to Cody. Then there was Benta and India. I had to rewind the footage 3 times to see it over and over again because I couldn't remember who India was. Um, Unfortunately, she's unforgettable. Ugh. But Benta, she, like I said, she rocks that one race. She did it last week. I thought she was the best runway walk. Benta did it, baby. Then there was Tosh and Marietta. Um, Tosh won that hands down. Courtney and Cherish. My poor baby Cherish. I'm so sorry, girlfriend. It's just you don't seem to have the it factor, and it looks like I said last week, that you are forcing this image upon the world, and that's really not who you are. You're trying to make people believe that's who you are before you came to the show, and I think you built this image for yourself, but it's not genuine, and it came across during the catwalk. Um, Courtney won that one. Um, Gia and Chris Leanne. Chris Leanne is a little sex kitten. My baby was like boom, 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 boom. Gosh, it's solid. She was working it, but I still gave that to Gia as far as the walk was concerned. Um, Kyle and Justine, neither one of them. Those both of those walks were horrible to me. I gave it to neither one of them. But then the judges revealed that Squad One won that, which I totally agree with that. Squad One had the better walkers in the group as a whole. Um, so they take her back to the house, and they've been pretty much sitting down trying to get to know each other. And Paige is bringing up the issues of race and how she feels that Black Lives Matter. I don't know what it is about Paige, but Paige seems like she's trying to make everybody like her. And in issues of race, I don't see her as a racist or prejudiced person, but I see her as a person who is trying to make themselves an ally. So she's like, really wants to say, hey, look at me, hey, look at me, hey, look at me. I'm going to take my privilege and I'm going to do good with the world. And you're going to like it no matter what because I'm Paige. And it seems forced. It seems forced. But what disturbed me the most about this whole conversation is that Gia, Tosh, and Cody were sitting there arguing with Benta over whether or not we are African people of African people. Because Benta was saying, you are African, and they were saying, no, we're not African, we're Black Americans. And there's so many people that feel this way. But as Benta was saying, where do you think you started from? I hate to tell it. No, I don't hate to say it. We are African. We are of Africa, people. Our ancestors come from Africa. There are bits and pieces of us that come from other places, but our main core is Africa. And it so saddens me to hear Black people of America, or actually Black people of anywhere, disconnect themselves with the land of Africa as their motherland. It really hurts my feelings to hear people say that. Um, like even the natives that were here in America, just based off of what I have learned and know myself, they still generated from Africa. They came across the Bering Strait and made homes here in the Americas. But we are of an African people. And although the way that Benta was saying it was kind of like abrasive and in their face, she was 100% right. I understand what Tosh was saying was that we're from America. Yes, we are the ones who are born here right now, or born American. Our ancestors built this country. Um, but what she is discounting is the fact that those ancestors were stolen from Africa. Okay, moving on. Um, they next get to meet up with Stacy Mackenzie. She comes to the house, gives them a little spiel, and she says she knows this whole season is about brand, being a boss. But what she wants them to do as well is to believe in themselves. And she gave a very heart-wrenching story about how she got started in the industry and all the no's that she got told, and people were saying how hideous she looked and this, that, and the third. And she made her way over to Paris, and even when she got there, the owner was still like, "Why did y'all sign her up?" But she ended up getting her first job with Gautier, and he was one of the first people who she saw and realized that modeling was an actual career, something that she could have. And he was doing a runway show and had Madonna in the show. And I saw how they did that. They kind of tied Madonna and the Vulgars together. Couldn't understand what any other reason why there would be Vulgars on this show, because they didn't show them moves and posing, which is what I thought they were going to do. They have used like Vulgars before to, show them how to pose and things like that. But I didn't see that in the challenge. So um, they were just basically there just to judge them. They really didn't give them any critique on camera as far as their poses, how to pose, how to pop, stuff like that. So they basically were just tying Madonna and the Vulgars together because Madonna, hello, come on, Vogue. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so um, they next come in. I mean, basically, her story was very hard to read. I was teared up. I was teared up through the whole story. Um, Gia is a straight crier. Then Gia, I believe that was Tosh. Oh my God, they like full cool tears just coming out of their face because they were that touched by the story. Um, then they go to their first catwalk show runway show, and they get introduced to Zendaya. Is it Zendaya or Zendaya? I've always thought it was Zendaya, but they all called her Zendaya. So they got introduced to her, who she's freaking gorgeous, and showed a few pictures of her that Law has styled, and I thought he did very great styling in those photos compared to the two that he showed last week of Beyonce and Kim K. So okay, I'm giving him some more points on styling, and thank God they combed his hair, threw some jam and some gel and some depth up in that bitch, and laid that shit down, and he looked so much better today. Um, I do love Law's demeanor, his attitude. He seems very genuine and very caring when he speaks with the girls. It's like he really has a desire for them to grow and be better. I love that about him. Um, let's see. Okay, so the first walker coming down was Gia, my girl. I'm still Team Gia, even though I think that her views about who she is as a black woman are skewed. But she had a solid walk. Then Paige came down. I don't know if it's because I'm not feeling Paige, but I just didn't feel the walk. Her walk is just so bubblegum. The comments I made last week about damn, I can't even think of her name now. The girl that got eliminated was over dramatic. That got eliminated last week. Yeah, what was her name? That's what Paige looked like this week to me. I just wasn't feeling it. Um, she's extra, and they had an argument in the house about how extra people can be. And yes, honey, Paige, you're extra. Benta came down. She didn't slay like she normally did to me. She was cool. No, this is not tea. It's cranberry juice. Um, so next we came down with Kyle. Kyle was 100% improvement from the challenge. Kyle came down there, baby, and did she work? Not only did she work, she came down and did her little walk. When she landed back onto the guys, so they had some guys catching them because once they came off the runway, they fell into the photo shoot. I mean, literally fell in. Baby Kyle was like, boom, boom. You better work, girl. Kyle was working that photo shoot and that runway. Loved her on it. I got like exclamation points. Loved her. Courtney, yeah, cherished. I didn't even put a note by her. Marissa, her walk was so cheesy, so cheesy. Um, Cody came down. Cody was very dead in the eyes to me. Um, but at the end of the shoot, she started to like liven up, and she got some really good angles. Um, by the way, or like Tosh and Cody doing the Vaseline thing. There's like some new trend that you put Vaseline all over your skin and then spray it with water because their skin is always extra glossy, and it's not highlighting. It's like Vaseline because they like super shiny everywhere, super shiny. So I don't think that's highlight. That's the Vaseline glow going on. Um, Taj came down, baby. Loved, 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 loved it. I have all four of those loves written down here. Loved her walk. Loved her photo shoot. India was forgettable. Tatiana was okay. Justine, no, no, baby girl. The walk was not good. Um, the photos were not good. You had a very beautiful face in the photos, but the fact that you couldn't keep your legs closed and you couldn't take direction, he's telling you on a microphone to close your legs, kind of messed the shot up. Corianne, he don't know. She looked like a damn robot coming down the runway. She looked like a robot while she was posing. Chris Leanne was just too sultry still. So every time she posed, her eyes were closed. So yeah, Chris Leanne. So then they go back to the house and they again having another conversation, and the girls are pretty much discussing the fact that when they first came into the room, how Paige and a few other girls was taking clothes off the racks and was holding them up and putting them back, and Bento was saying how disrespectful that was to the stylist, the designer, whoever shoot it is, for you to just come in and start grabbing stuff off the rack, like you had a right to do so. I mean, if this was a real job, you would lose that job. And Tatiana was agreeing with her. And Paige is saying that some of y'all are just being too extra, you know. No, Paige, sweetheart, dear, you are being extra in everything you say and everything you do. Like I say, Benta says it in a very aggressive tone, which makes her come off as a bitch, which she probably is one or can be one when she feel the needs to arise. And I had already said that I thought Tatiana was going to be the bitch of the house, so I can see how them coming at you like that, you feel like you're being ganged up on. But what they're saying is accurate. You are fucking annoying. You're extra. You're trying to make everybody like you, and you're saying you're not going to tone down your attitude for what? And maybe this is who you are. You always try to make everybody like you, but it's annoying. You are extra, honey bunny. Um. So next thing, you have to move on to judging. Um. And judging, when we look at the extra photos, they show India first, Benta, Kyle, Justine, Tosh. When Tosh came out, I put love with an exclamation point. I loved her photo. Cherish came out. Tatiana, I put a check mark. I liked hers. Korean, I put a hell no next to hers. Eliminate her. Paige, I put a no. Gid got a check mark. Marissa, I didn't put any comment. Courtney, I put a check mark by it. Chris Leanne didn't put anything. And Cody. When Cody's pictures came out, I said, ooh, motherfucking we. That picture. Did you see the lighting on her skin, the angles that she took? She had a fierceness in her eyes. Yes, yes, yes. Cody worked that picture. And it's so weird because when I go back to it originally, I thought Cody was dead in the eyes in the beginning. So, like I said, she started to warm up. Cody looked amazing in that photo, baby. Yes, she did. Um, and so, yeah, my guess before they did the judging, I thought that Corianne was going to get eliminated, and I had Cody for the win. And drumroll, um, yes, Cody got the best photo of the week. You better work that, Mamacita. That was an awesome picture. And despite her having some insecurities about her sister being her competition and always being overshadowed by her sister, and her being so nervous, I could tell that she's hungry for it. She wants it. You pulled off a beautiful photo, young lady. That was awesome. Um, and the final two ended up being Justine and Corianne. Again, for Justine, I had Nope on her photo. And for Corianne, I put look like a damn robot. So, and I had no and eliminate Corianne. So they eliminated Justine. And I had to go back again and pause I just watched it again to make sure. I went to go back and pause the photos again. And I really took a critical look at the photos again. And I still say that Justine should have stayed in the competition. I think they were very wrong to eliminate Justine and keep Corianne. I don't know if it's because Corianne has a supermodel mom. They want to keep using that as far as a draw to the show. But Corianne should have left. When you look at the picture, I thought that Justine's shot was much better. Her face was fierce yet soft at the same time. The only criticism would be if she had angled her body slightly and kept her legs closed, do a slight angle with the body, then it would have been a fabulous, magical shot because she looked gorgeous in a beauty shot. Her pose was destroyed by her lower half, but that's it. When you look at Corey Ann's picture, the entire photo looks stiff. Her face looked pinched and hardened as if she had diarrhea. That's just the look, like she was constipated. That's the look she had on her face. Her neck was stiffened. Her even her hands, she had a look like this in her hands, the way that she had them angled. She looked so stiff throughout her whole body. Her whole pose was very robotic. There was no fluidity in it. Justine's face was fluid on its own. The way the lighting hit Justine compared to the lighting on Corianne's angle was miles above and beyond what Corianne was given. So no, I very much disagree that Corianne should have stayed in. Justine should have stayed in. Now, my opinion on why Justine didn't stay, they again thought she was very, very young, but it may have something to do with her family. Because remember when she came through judging, she was saying her mom didn't even know she was there, and I really think that may have caused an issue for her. But I remember her saying that she was came from a single parent home, and then she showed pictures of her family, and I thought that was her father, maybe a brother, but she said she lived there with her whole family now. Anyway, but I really think that is one reason why they would eliminate her from the show without really saying why they would eliminate her without putting her personal business on the street like that. My throat get dry, and I need some water instead of some juice. But yeah, that was Lights Camera Catwalk, America's Next Top Model Cycle 23, Episode 2. Um, the eliminated contestant has been Justine, our little 18-year-old from LA. I totally disagree with that elimination. I thought Corianne should have been the one to leave, but they kept Corianne Robertson. Um, tell me what you think. Who did you think should have stayed? Did you even agree with the conversation they had about Black Americans, whether if you have opinion on it or not? Do you agree or disagree whether or not Paige is being extra? Even though if this is her natural way of being, do you find it to be extra? Like she wants everybody to love her, and that may just be in her nature. So she has to be seen. She has to be the one that everybody loves. So just let me know what you guys think. Say below in the comments. I'll be back next week to review again. I'm feeling a lot much better. Oh, are they gonna even show it next week? Next week is Christmas. Hold on. Okay, so for next week on Monday, they will be showing episode 3, called Make Your Mark. And if you did not see this week's episode, you can go onto vh1.com. You can see the episode there, or you can tune in to VH1 on your cable network provider. Uh, they are showing this episode at least 3 more times this week. All the way up into Sunday, every night at a different time this week on VH1 on your cable provider. They'll show it, but like you can watch it on VH1.com. At least for this week. And then next week you'll be seeing episode 3 on Monday. So I'm gonna do a review on that as well. All right, y'all. Peace.